Recording? Okay, come.
See, now
no.
we're forgetting.
No, I'm
you
telling you.
literally
Serena,
don't worry about it.
This is a podcast, it's not some random session.
Mama.
Wait, no.
Hopefully.
This is not your podcast. I have
How
to
to
say
now you're
that.
not saying
So
to.
wait now, I'll say. Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning. Okay. Okay, fine. Wait. Shut up. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to my podcast. Today I'm in conversation with Serena Virani. Hi Serena.
Hello, Jalpari.
How are you?
I'm very tired, but I'm full of energy. I'm ready to shoot the podcast.
we
We're
just
so
ate a
excited.
lot right now. So
Yeah, we
now
ate
we have a lot of
momos.
energy to shoot this.
Janani, first of all, I want to ask you, how do you feel starting a podcast all by yourself? Like, you're very introverted and also, I think it's very out of your comfort zone.
I mean, you just got to like put yourself out there, right? I mean, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but like, I'm glad that I'm doing it with you, Serena, my first ever episode. So that's why I chose like a topic like friendships, because I really want to talk about it. Something like so common with all of us. We go through all the hardships with friendships, the long distance, the childhood friends and other new ones that we're making.
And toxic friends, how can you forget that?
So I feel like we have learned a lot, and I think it's played a really crucial part in us growing up now. I mean, now we are 18. In like 2 years, you're going to be like proper adults, like 20. So,
Chance, you're already an adult. Don't act
I
like
mean,
you're a
legally,
kid.
yes, we are. We can vote.
No,
We
you
can
act
vote.
also like an adult. She'll sit with all these old, all her friends are like 23, 24, like in our college. We have people who are like 2 years older than us.
I
No,
mean,
20,
I have
22.
friends my age, Serena. It's okay.
You have few friends your age, and she likes to hang out with elder people, right?
I mean,
Because I feel like she's more mature.
I don't know about maturity, but sure, like the conversations are more interesting with older people. So maybe that's what you're trying to say. But yeah, you're my age, and I like hanging out with you. So I think it's fine. So like, let's start talking about like friends and everything. I want to like make this about like friendship, about how you had your experiences and everything. So let's start with like our first impressions. I think we met like 5 months ago, like
I'd say July.
July, right? Yeah,
July, August, September, October, November. yeah, 5 months back. 6 months.
Yeah. So we met in like July, right? So like, what did you think of me? Like we met during those math classes. I remember.
End of July or start of July.
I don't care. It's fine. July sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of me?
Jans, when I saw you for the first time, I used to sit at the back with Kinaira, and because that was the only person.
I was very
she knew.
aloof that time, so I like sitting in the back.
And once I sat next to her, and she didn't speak to me, and I was very like taken aback because everyone else spoke to me. Okay, they came up, they introduced themselves. The first thing I spoke to Janani was about cricket. I asked her that, do you know how to play, because we had to make teams, and also I wanted to know whether I should choose her in my team or not. And she's like, yeah, I've played in the team before and all.
Yeah, because I previously played the sport in a team like from the school that I was.
Yeah,
so I had some sort of background on how to like play the game.
I just thought she was showing off, but whatever. Then after that, I got to know her, and she was a very
judgmental, Serena.
Yeah, then you were a very sweet person, but then I never thought we'll vibe so well because you're just like the opposite of me. Yeah.
Yeah, even I thought like we would just be like, because we are part of a group, right? So I just thought like, yeah, we would like hang out, but I didn't think that we would get like this close together. But I think that's really nice.
What was your first impression of me?
I mean, when I saw you initially, I didn't have like an opinion. But then like, I think like the second or third day when I again saw you, I was just like, I don't think I'm going to vibe with you, honestly, because I was just like, I thought like you were like bitchy.
How judgmental.
So I don't know, I didn't think like we would ever like be like this close. But I think after when I came back for like playing cricket and all of that, I think then I got to know you. You were like fun. You're fun as a person, Serena.
I know, thank you. I accept that.
And tell me about like your friends now. Like, are you still in touch with like your childhood friends?
Yes.
Now since college has started?
Yeah. I've had like friends since I've come to India. So from like first grade, I've had
Where did you come from?
Africa.
Oh, when did you come here?
When I was in 6th. No, when I was 6 years old. When I was in first.
Damn. That was a long... So you have like literally like lived here like all your life.
I've lived here for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And then for like 6 years,
Do you
I
have
stayed in
better
Africa.
friends? Acha, but you were too
Yeah, I
young.
was too young now. That time, though, what friendship? So then, yeah, I feel like I have had childhood friends. I do have them. And do you have childhood friends?
I mean, I did until like 2 years ago.
2 years?
Like it ended like 2 years ago. So like till then, though I had, but
Do you think you were very mature while ending that friendship, or you all you?
no, I knew it was going to come to an end. I think we had reached a point where our friendship was just like, I knew like it. I think I made like this promise to myself saying that like once I'm going to enter like 11th, 12th grade, I'm not going to be in this friendship because it wasn't benefiting me in any sort of way. And we were just always like on and off, on and off. So I'm like that itself like threw me off a lot. So
And I don't think that's like a good friendship where
it was not because I was not benefiting from it. It's just like bad, bad, bad. So then I'm just like, why even be friends with a person who's just so negative in your life?
yeah.
Like, what do you think? Like, did you have any toxic experiences?
I've had like, yeah, I've had a like one, and that's changed my whole perspective on friendship. So I've set boundaries now that I know what I don't like and what I like in a friendship.
But like, what are your boundaries now?
I feel like the person can't be too insecure, can't expect too much. Like, they need to understand you as a person. They can't expect you to like be their only friend and you have like zero friends
So
except
you have
for
like
them.
boundaries in the sense like how much they like control your life.
Yeah, I don't want a very controlling person. I'm not in that space like of
Yeah.
mind where I would want someone to get mad at every single thing that I do. Also, someone I feel like who keeps demotivating you
Yeah.
and tries to
Very
demean you.
pessimistic about you and your
Yeah.
achievements, right? They don't like they underplay everything.
They don't
that you do.
appreciate anything.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like one thing that I've experienced is, turning the blame, like playing the sympathy
Playing
card.
the victim card.
Yeah, victim
Yeah.
card, sympathy.
Oh yeah, I've witnessed a lot of that. A little too much.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Like, do you think that like friendships influence your subconscious mind a lot, like negatively also?
Yeah, I mean, you like,
Do you start thinking bad about yourself?
yeah, that's obviously like if someone's so close to you and who's saying bad things to you, you start considering that, oh, that might be true.
Yeah, because
and then
you trust them so much.
Yeah, and then you feel like so underconfident about
Yeah.
everything. You just like lose confidence.
How did you like regain your confidence then?
No, I feel like after a point, what happens is you start understanding and you're like, oh, I don't like that. And then, when
Yeah.
they tell you otherwise, and like 25 people are telling you, like, oh my god, you're so good, and then one person's telling you you're so bad, then I feel like then it starts,
You try to understand that there's a bigger picture to it. Yeah.
Also, like, what are your boundaries in a friendship?
I think for me, it's more about first of all being honest. I think honesty is like key for me when you're being my friend. I really want a friend who like gives me the reality check and not just being my yes man and being like yeah. Like even for starting this podcast, like I've asked like a lot of my friends and I've taken like an informed decision, I would say, because at the end of the day it's going to be my decision. But then I would ask my friends, especially the ones who I know they're going to give me like good advice. I would always like go to them. And I also feel about like loyalty in the sense I don't want my friend backstabbing me because they've got new friends or they want to fit in. Like I'm not going to like be disrespected. I think like respect is something that is very important to me.
Necessary.
So I feel like I need a friend who like respects my boundaries and I respect theirs. So I think that those are my boundaries so far.
And also, I feel like someone who's not jealous of your achievements.
Yeah.
It's very
I've
important.
seen a lot of that. It's not even about achievements. It's just that the most pettiest of things I have witnessed them being like jealous of. And then I didn't understand because I was way younger that time. But now that I think about it, it's just like, okay, yeah, but like now I have grown also as a person. So then you just like let go of it. I think you naturally like drift away the moment it's like, in your head, like that's not good.
And the thing is that sometimes you're like super attached to people, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
you
how will
learn
my life be
detachment.
without them?
Yes.
That's something
Yeah.
that's really I feel like it in my life it's played a big thing, because I'm always scared that after I lose this person, what's my life gonna look like? And I feel like it's not that scary now that it's happened to me. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like if it's in fact better for me to get rid of it.
Talk about detachment. Like I feel like as friends they become like your second family, right? The more like you go into like school and college and everything. So like, how do you practice detachment in a way that is healthy? Like, what is detachment for you?
Detachment, it's a very big thing for me because I get attached very easily, and then every small thing is gonna hurt me. And I was just having this conversation with like one of my friend yesterday only, and when she was telling me she's a lot like this, and then we were discussing how all this, we should not let this affect us anymore, and especially after all these toxic friends that you've had in the past, that I've had in the past, I feel like now someone hurting me won't hurt me as much as it did when it happened for the first time, because now I'm already over it, like I've
Yeah.
had it before, so I know that
You'll be fine on your
Yeah.
own. So that's detachment for you.
it'll
Being
take
okay
less
with-
time.
For you, detachment is like you'll be fine without them in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's difficult.
You're still gonna work. You're still working on it, right?
Yeah. What about you? Do you get like attached to people easily, and how easy is it for you to detach? Because I feel like I get the vibes from you that you can detach very easily.
I mean, it's something that I have had to learn only, but I think I learned it like pretty early on because I've had like bad experiences. And then obviously, like as a child, like you won't be attached because everything is very rosy and nice for you in life. Everybody is nice to you, but then you soon realize that that's not the case. So I think detachment, yes, I have learned. It's not like I don't care, but for me now, it's like friendship is not everything. Like I would want good friends, but I'm also okay like being alone.
I think that's gonna change.
I
for
mean, yeah,
you.
right now, like I've found like good sets of
Exactly.
like I've found a good set of friends. So I'm just glad because for me, I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and that's why I just detach. Now, if something's not working out, it's not working out for me. I don't think too much about it. I'm not an
No,
overthinker
I'm an
in that
overthinker.
aspect. Yeah.
I don't want to lose my friends because I feel like, and that's why I try to be nice to everyone. And even if someone's
Are
mean
you
to
a people
me,
pleaser?
no, I do. I wouldn't say that, but because I am straight on your face. But like, if someone's being mean to me, I won't retaliate because I don't understand whether they are coming from a musty point of view or they actually mean it correct. So I don't want to start fighting on something even if I feel bad about it. I don't like to create a fight.
I mean, but I think like it's more about you knowing when you're right and when you're wrong. I feel like you're a little bit confused that way because you don't know if you have done them
Yeah.
wrong or they have done you wrong.
Yeah. And
They say that you're the average of the 5 people that you hang out with, right? Because these 5 main people in your life influence your thoughts, your the way you think, and everything like that. Your personality, basically. Do you think that is true?
yeah, I think that is true because I'll choose people who I think are like me. Now, supposing you like to judge people, you won't sit with a person who's ekdam aloof and who's like, why are you judging people? Like, I don't like that. Or
So
if-
now, do you think that you have found more like-minded people?
yeah, I mean, I think I have, and I have so many friends, and everyone has a different personality, which like matches different personalities in me. Like, supposing
Yeah.
I like judging, I know I have to go to this
I
person.
think that, like,
I need
people-
knowledge, I need
yeah.
advice, I know I have to come to one person.
That's
So,
good. See, that's the best thing about college.
Yeah.
You meet a wide range of people because they're coming from different cities. They've studied in different boards. So the way their school life is very different to how you had your school life.
Correct.
So I think that's very important for personal growth also.
And I feel like our college is so diverse. I mean, how do you think your school life has been different from your college life and your experiences?
I mean, for me, school life was just about like, I don't know, like just one friend and just making friends using that one person. Not using, but like through them, I would meet other people. But now, college, it's like, oh yeah, I go out, I come out of my comfort zone, I go and approach you, I go speak to you. It's more
Yeah.
like that. And then you kind of get to know what are your strengths in speaking. Like, I would be like, okay, to talk about this topic more than this topic. And that helps you like grow as a person. But I think like you need to be able to be uncomfortable in order to like be more comfortable then.
I agree. In fact, I feel like our college, I really would love to appreciate it, especially the people that come, because you meet different kinds of people, and no one's mean because I feel like everyone's reached that maturity age where everyone understands.
Yeah.
Everyone has struggled in friendships. Everyone. So you're going to meet a lot of like-minded people. You might meet people who you don't like match with.
Yeah.
And you'll speak to so many people because our college is really small.
Yeah.
So we've had so many conversations with seniors. We've gotten to know them so well. and yeah, I just really like it.
And so yeah, about like long distance friendships. So have you experienced any long distance friendships?
I haven't personally. I've always been like close to like my friend my entire life, and no one's ever gone abroad or anything for me. Like none of the people in my friend circle have
Gone
for
abroad?
yeah. But for you, it has happened, no?
Yeah, I think for me, I think majority of them have gone abroad, and like initially it was like I was just like, oh, like are we like really gonna like be friends? Like since like now college, like a lot of things change. Like they're in a different country and a different continent altogether now. But I feel like people just over exaggerate that distance does do you apart and all of that. But I feel like it's just like the small things that keep you together, like oh, sending like one reel to them telling them, oh yeah, I remembered you, like watching this reel, or just like just
Correct.
you don't have to talk every day. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, like just wanting to catch up with you, like having late night conversations with them, like your time zone difference, you have to sort out that also, so that's exciting because like then I get to know a lot about that country also for me, right? Because I have personally never traveled abroad, so for me it's like I'm living through their experiences. And I feel like that's really good because then when they come back, they're just a different person. And I get to witness that.
Does Mahima have an accent?
No.
Okay, now one more thing I wanted to ask you. How was like you've shifted a lot of schools, right? Your entire life.
Oh, yeah,
You've been traveling a lot from one school. So how was your experience? Especially you had like a twin brother with you. So it was never like you're going alone.
The thing is that I have shifted a lot, but it was when I was much younger. But I felt like I was always like the new kid in every school and everything. So I think that's kind of the part of me that became introverted because of that, because I was just always new, right? And on the other hand, my brother would just be like, oh, enter class, because you know how guys
But
are.
he's not like that. Now it's ulta. Oh, it's reversed.
I know, right now it's
No,
reversed. But I just feel like it's just about how much you vibe with the person, right?
Yeah.
Like, tell me about like, what do you feel about like your friendships pre-COVID, post-COVID?
So pre-COVID, I felt like we were too young, and itna drama was not there in our lives. It was very low key and all. And to be honest, I've lost touch with most of my friends that I had. At least we're not close. Like it's not like we're on bad terms. We'll say hi, we'll say hello, we'll talk here and there. But it's not like they're close to me, except
Yeah.
one or two of my friends who are still friends with me. But I lost touch with them just because we were too young, and that time I didn't know how to maintain a friendship. And like post COVID, it's been really good, especially post college.
I think the lockdown, like the whole like 1.5 years that we were in lockdown, really gave you time to be with yourself.
And not only with myself,
Yeah.
like I started making friends in my society, in my building, and I became really close to them. Like the people who lived, like we used to play together, we used to do everything together. It was really fun.
And like, what do you think about like now schools, right? Like, how do you think like schools should create like a safer environment for us to be like like safe within ourselves? Because I feel like a lot of times, like especially in school, it's all about like your image, how you score well, like the kind of groups that you're in. A lot of groupism that happens in school. So how do you think like school should create like a safe environment for them to like be like okay being themselves?
To be honest, I feel like a school can't do it. Like, I don't think it's in their hands. They've tried doing everything. In my school, if anyone was bullied, they would punish them. They'd punish the person.
But I don't think like the severity is a lot. I think like the max to max they'll be like suspended for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but then that's gonna teach them a lesson, right? But I feel like
No, but it doesn't work like that
no,
because
but Janani, until a person is not mature, like by themselves, they're still going to continue being mean, even how much ever restriction the school puts on it. I don't think a school wants children to get bullied, right?
no, that's fair, right? But I feel like the consequences are not as scary.
What
Because
do you think should happen?
I feel like there have to be stricter actions taken, right?
See,
because
I feel like when you're like in second grade, third grade,
Second
or
grade,
even
I'm
seventh
not-
grade, eighth grade, you can't remove a person from school now for doing it.
I think you should have stricter like expulsion, because then only it will stop.
It will stop, but then
Because
it's
the
too much,
moment
it's
you know
too-
it affects your future, you're not going to do it. Because in school it's like, oh yeah, chalega. Like the teachers will be
think-
involved and be like, yeah, okay, cool,
I
like
think
come
there's
back.
a limit up till what the school can do, and then baki ka depends on how your bringing is also.
I mean, I also feel like about like counseling and everything, all these services that now schools do have counselors for like counseling children and everything, but I don't think it's effective because I think the way they do it is still the traditional way, right?
What do you
Because
think they
I
can
have
do?
had friends who have had pretty bad experiences with the school counselors. Right, and I think like the moment you're suppressed in that way, it affects yourself. And then see, bullies were bullied before, that's why
Yeah.
they become bullies,
Or either they had a very bad environment in their
whatever
house
it
or
is.
whatever,
So
they
I think
remove
that
their
if
frustration.
yeah, so I know for a fact that schools can't intervene that much in their personal lives, but I think how much ever they can, they just need to be more stricter with the policies in school. Like zero tolerance policies are there, but I think like the consequences should be more severe,
Yeah, I agree.
because only then can we like make better friends, have a more safer environment for us to actually bring out our own personalities. Because see, we go to school to learn. Right now, if it's not if you don't feel safe to learn, we'll be afraid to make mistakes.
And I feel like that's why we were so like in school
why
we
it's so
never
dull.
opened up so much,
Yeah.
and now in college it's such a good
Yeah,
experience.
because in college, it's just not about your grades. It's more about your personal development. It's about doing the activities, about getting along with people, about experiencing life. So I
And
think
I
if that
always felt-
attitude is taken in school also, it would be so much more better for us.
I always came with the mindset that whatever school was, it's fine. Now my college, I wanted to make it a like
Yes.
my
Same.
mindset before coming into college was I wanted to be like a positive experience and a good college life that I want to have.
That's
and yeah, that's why. And I feel like the environment around me in college much more comfortable.
Because your environment does influence you, right?
Yeah.
And the more opportunities you have to like express yourself, and the way to get outside your comfort zone, the better it is for you.
And this
In
was
school, it's
the-
like you stand to read also, you just feel judged.
yeah.
Right? Okay, Sarina. So, what do you think about like how much you can emotionally depend on a friend? Like what's healthy?
Not over expecting. I feel like when you're in a friendship, you should not over expect, or never try to impose yourself on anyone just because like obviously a friend's always there for you, but that doesn't mean like that I would not want my friend to have zero friends and have only me, because I can't be like 24 hours only free for
you
one.
want them to also have their own life apart from your friendship.
And it's not like it's better for them also to have like more friends. And emotionally depending, I feel like when you have such a close bond with someone, you do tend to share everything with them. And yeah,
But I feel like, yes, you should talk about your problems with your friend and get their advice and everything like that. But I also feel like trauma dumping to a certain extent can be unhealthy for your friendship, only because, again, you make everything about yourself. Like, it's like, oh yeah,
no,
but like,
in a friendship now you don't think about all that.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? Because it kind of starts subtly. I'm telling you this because I have experienced this. That's why I'm
So
telling you.
someone's done it to you.
Yeah, like it's like you're trying to like talk to them about something like very normal, and they'll say that, oh yeah, they have a problem. But then after a point, it's like always a conversation about their problem.
And I feel like it takes time. You should take your time to trust someone. You should not like immediately open up in like 1 week. Oh, and I like you're like 1 week you'll have friends and you'll be like, oh, this has happened to me. This has happened to me. It's called oversharing, and I tend to do that. But I feel like
No,
it's
but
not a
I
good
think
thing.
like it's also dependent on the person, right? Because some friends you can just get very close together at a very small, time period. So I don't think the oversharing could be with a person maybe you are hesitant about their personality and the way they are to you, and that could be oversharing. But otherwise, I think it's just really dependent on the person that you're with. Oversharing is very subjective, I feel.
Yeah.
So according to what I feel is oversharing is not for you. So same thing. Okay, Serena. So to end it on a lighter note, right? Let's play like a rapid fire round, shall we?
Yeah, done.
Okay, fine. So what's like your guilty pleasure?
A guilty pleasure. I feel like binge watching a lot of Netflix or wasting my entire day on call with y'all for like 5 hours. I've
That's
sat like
true, that's
we've
true.
sat from like 10 o'clock or 9:30 to 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I think currently for me it's like watching Gossip Girl.
Yeah, and she hated it, okay? You want to tell them the Gossip Girl story?
I hated it in the middle, but then I
No,
started
she
watching it
watched
again.
like 7 episodes or 8 episodes in a day, and then she calls me up at 2 o'clock in the night when I was sleeping, and she's like, Serena, just tell me the whole story of Gossip Girl.
Yeah, but it's
And then I
interesting
told her,
now. It's interesting
I told
now.
her, now she started watching it again. By the way, who's your favorite character?
Nobody.
You don't like Blair? You don't like Chuck?
No.
I feel like Blair and Chuck for me are everything.
No.
I hate Serena.
I don't know. I have not formed an opinion really. I just feel like I like the complexity of the characters, but
But in this show, every character gets with every character.
not that. I'm just like it's fun to watch. It's a good time pass.
It's like
show.
Indian serials.
Yeah. Just like the Bollywood vibes and all
Yeah.
that. Very interesting and very time pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what is like the best advice that you have gotten from like a friend?
To be myself, I think is like one advice that I've gotten, because I tend to, before I was the kind of person who would get scared of people judging me.
Oh, what's like the best prank that you pulled on a teacher or like on your friend?
On a teacher, though I've never done, but once we had gone to Udaipura, I think, and my friend was sleeping, and we put toothpaste and we threw water on her when she was sleeping, and we recorded it. It was so funny. What have you ever pranked your friends?
No.
Oh, and also I did that one thing. I swallowed shampoo.
You swallowed shampoo?
Are you don't remember? I didn't do it with you.
Oh,
I did it with everyone in my class.
that
I
prank,
swallowed
yeah,
shampoo. I'm probably gonna die. It tasted like a fruit. It's like a song. And I did it with everyone. And they thought I actually swallowed shampoo because I'm capable. And I told them I'm gonna die, and I acted like I'm so scared.
Who's like been like the best teacher for you? Have you had any like good teachers that you?
To be honest, in school, I never liked any of my teachers. I felt like they were all so lousy because I never paid attention. And not only paying attention, they were just not like it. But I had this one English teacher who I really liked. Okay, she used to, and we had this Tempest and Shakespeare books and all, and she used to actually explain every single thing very well. So I used to actually enjoy her class. And it was an online class. Imagine enjoying an online class.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I think for me, I've also had like a fair bit of like good teachers.
Psychology.
Psychology also you can say like in 11th, 12th, and also like in 8th, 9th grade also I had like pretty good teachers. Like I just love teachers who like teach you beyond the classroom material. Like I think it's just about just general like life advice.
But
like
in
you know
school,
how,
at least for us, we didn't have time only to go beyond that. We
yeah,
had such a vast
but I remember in
portion.
8th grade we used to have drama class, and then it was taken up by one of the teachers that who also taught me like physics. And I think I just enjoyed that the most because I think I learned a lot. Like I think now if I think I still have that like that drama book also.
Yeah.
Where I written like the notes and everything, and he made us watch like a video. And I think now I understand what I had written back then. Anyways, thank you so much, Serena. This was a lovely episode to film with you. And I hope that I film many more with you.
Thanks for having me, Jan.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.